Big dreams don't happen alone. Long before they come to fruition, we share them with those we love and trust.
He told me he loved me and that I was his best friend. And he said, thank you for being my guardian when I needed it and being my mom when I needed to be set straight.
Taylor was the boy who stole his mother's heart.
That captivating smile that he had, that mischievous little smirk he has, that was him. He would light up a room, he'd walk in and not know anybody, and all of a sudden everybody was drawn to him.
Drawn to big ideas, Taylor made his list as a teenager. Number 1, join the Army. Mom resisted at first.
And I just said, go forward. Be this protector. I know you're going to succeed.
Goal met. Number 13, get a job. Taylor chose Colorado State Trooper.
He put his mind to it, and nothing was going to stop him. And he was going to be the top. He was going to be the best of the best.
Speeds are 100 miles per hour.
On May 23rd, Taylor was almost at the end of his cadet training.
See if I can get him to come through the intersection.
And was on a ride-along with Trooper Clinton Rushing.
Taylor had texted me that day at 7:30 and said, I'm at an accident at Highway 1 and Highway 66.
Just passing County Road 7.
Warned of a chase coming their way, the cadet and trooper deployed stop sticks. The driver didn't stop. Both men were hit.
At that time, I screamed. I just screamed, no. Not him. Please, not him.
Taylor died at the scene. Trooper Rushing was critically hurt. A tow truck driver also there wasn't hurt. He said Taylor shouted at him to get out of the way.
He died a hero. He saved a man's life so he can go home to his little ones.
Save a life. Goal number 9, achieved. Just not how his mom expected.
When I found out exact details of how it happened, I went into his room and repeatedly said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the way you went. I'm sorry it was so violent. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry that I couldn't protect you from it.
There were so many more goals, many only the two of them knew about.
Looking through his phone, I was the one that he inadvertently spoke to last.
Their conversation wasn't supposed to end. Carol tried to keep it going.
I would text him just to keep in touch with him.
I got a few real short ones. I love you, I miss you, that type of stuff, and I just ignored them.
One night in particular, just having a really bad night, just telling him I love you and I miss you and please come see me.
And then I got a very heartfelt one.
That's when she got a response.
He said, I'm a sergeant with the Greeley Police, and I told him who I was.
And then it was like the breath got sucked out of me because the reply was about Taylor and about the accident.
Sergeant Cal Halsey had a new phone with a new number. Turns out it was Taylor's old number. He offered to change the number. Carol asked him not to. After all, he was doing what Taylor wanted to do.
He never got to experience all the great things of this job. I have got to do that, and I think it's good for me to remember all the great things that, all the wonderful things he was looking forward to.
Everything he dreamed of too. 33 years ago, as a new officer.
It's like I always have a little angel in my pocket now.
And so the conversation didn't end. And while Taylor never got the chance to reach many of his goals, as fate would have it, he did find a way to accomplish number 22.
He's still trying to make a difference.
I never want them to forget Taylor Tifo.
And so the list goes on.
This man served his country, he served his community. For the community to gather today to pay their final respects to himself, it's important to be here. Hey, leg up. Good job, Scout.
I'm a Flight for Life pilot. He died in the crash. His body is coming. We're honoring his life.
My son and I met him when we were at the Flight for Life helicopter area, and Julian took a tour of the helicopters. We see these helicopters fly almost every day, and they're out there in any condition, helping people that are in dire need.
Family and friends and honored guests, we are gathered here today to honor the life of an extraordinary human being, my father.
We don't understand why you left this world so early or before we were ready to say goodbye, but little by little, we begin to remember not just that you died, but that you lived.
You all knew him as the great Flight for Life pilot that he was, but we knew him as Grandpa or Gramp. For me personally, he was there when I pushed my way into the world, and it seems like he never left my side until Friday.
It is important to use the word celebrate because that is what my dad would want us to do. If he were here right now, he would undoubtedly tell us that our tears are no longer necessary. He is with his mom and dad, and his soul is at peace.
Freeze it! Patrick Mahaney, Lifeguard 2. This is Comm Center. Patrick Mahaney, you may stand down. End of watch.
As much as we wish or try, we cannot compose all the circumstances of our life's song. But sometimes the darkest measures compel a fight to find more.
Chop, chop.
Mr. Stroman has made choir the highlight of every single day.
The struggle tried to silence Zoe Royer, but she's found her voice again.
For me, it's just a way to express myself and feel good.
Try it one more time.
Being inside the Legend High School choir room gives Zoe reasons to be thankful for the now and to reflect on back then. Then wasn't that long ago.
I felt like I was screaming and no one could hear me.
What had for so many years been a happy, pretty typical family in the suburbs was suddenly fractured. Her dad hadn't been the same since the divorce.
He stopped taking his medication and his life just kind of spiraled to where I didn't even recognize him.
He asked to meet Zoe, her younger sister, and her mom at the neighborhood McDonald's in Parker, across the street from the park where they'd played growing up.
We pulled up to the parking lot. It was me, my mom, my sister in the car. My mom told us to go inside, and we heard 3 really, really loud bangs.
Shooting just occurred at the McDonald's.
Zoe's mom was gone at the hands of her father. Then he took his own life.
The tragic end to a family in Parker played out in public tonight. A woman shot outside a McDonald's on Parker Road. Her children rushed to her side as she died.
2 days after Christmas, 2011, no parents, no home. Zoe would write in her journal and make videos. No idea how to navigate such darkness and silence. School was the one stabilizing force, and times in the choir room suddenly took on a much deeper meaning.
He's really made me feel like I had a home.
Okay.
The teacher, who'd become like a father figure, decided to give Zoe a gift for her high school senior concert. He commissioned a song titled, "There Will Be Rest."
That's kind of been Zoe's message, is peace and love and hope and finding the good in things that even when they're bad.
Zoe has found her rest in her perspective and in forgiving her dad.
You forgive when you love someone, and I do. No action, no matter how big or how small, you can't define a person by that one single thing.
So Zoe and this family sing together the parts of her life song that she could choose.
At some point, there's going to be beauty and there's going to be rest, and it's going to be beautiful. You just have to ride it out.
With photojournalist Andy Buck, Cheryl Preheim, 9 News.